Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Mackailyn Johnson. Now at noon, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson made an appearance today on CBS This Morning, weighing in on the gun reform debate. What he had to say just ahead. New research shows how long COVID affects both the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. Those details later on in the show. ¿Quieres Mexican pizza? Well, good luck finding one. We'll tell you why. But before we get to those stories making headlines, we're joined with meteorologist Scott Covert, and it's been a beautiful couple of days, but we're watching some active weather coming in, aren't we?
I think you're exactly. See a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, continuing into this evening as well as tomorrow. Now, all this activity associated with a cold front that's finally going to bring some relief from the heat we've been feeling the last couple of days. Speaking of heat, take a look at the numbers on the board. Already up to 87 in Little Rock, 88 currently in Conway. Camden, the first town on the map to reach 90 degrees this afternoon. In terms of your radar, most of us are dry here this afternoon. There have been some scattered thunderstorms in parts of northern Arkansas. A few isolated returns a little bit closer to the metro near Searcy. Very spotty rain. Your high temperatures today topping out in the metro around 91 degrees. Now, when can you expect that rain? This afternoon is going to be the best answer. Some of that shower activity will continue into this evening, and then we'll have additional chances overnight and into your Thursday as that cold front and low pressure finally moves through the area. How cool it's going to get in its wake? I've got the answer to that question coming up for you in your full forecast.
Well, today, grieving families in Uvalde, Texas are laying to rest their children and relatives killed in last week's mass shooting at an elementary school. This comes amid shifting accounts of what happened that tragic day. CBS News has also learned the chief of police for Uvalde schools has stopped responding to state investigators seeking another interview. The largest police union in Texas has urged all of its members to cooperate with authorities running the investigation into the shooting. Renewed efforts continue to find common ground in Congress on federal gun control legislation and gun violence prevention. President Biden has vowed to get involved. Skylar Henry reports from the White House.
As the nation continues to grieve, an effort to strengthen federal gun laws is underway on Capitol Hill.
This is a test of democracy.
Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy convened a small group of colleagues from both sides of the aisle Tuesday to discuss background checks, red flag laws, safe gun storage, and school security.
I can't guarantee you that there will be a compromise, but I think we will know one way or the other by next week.
Their proposals would still face a tough road in the Senate, where Republican leaders do not agree guns are to blame.
The problem, which is mental illness and school safety.
President Biden says it's time for Congress to act to address the country's epidemic of gun violence, but is also looking at actions he could take on his own.
This president has done more executive actions at this point than any other president, but it's not up to him alone. He cannot do this alone.
The House Judiciary Committee is expected to meet Thursday to consider a gun legislation package which would, among other things, raise the age for purchasing a semi-automatic centerfire rifle from 18 to 21 years old. While the Protecting Our Kids Act would likely pass the Democratic-led House, it's unlikely to get the 60 votes needed in the evenly divided Senate. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
On Tuesday, New York State Democrats announced they'll soon join 5 other states to ban the sale of semi-automatic rifles to people under 21. And this morning, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson appeared on CBS This Morning to share his thoughts on gun control. Hutchinson shared praise for bipartisan efforts to reduce access to guns for those under the age of 21, but stopped short on restrictions for assault weapons.
Well, I think that we should not restrict the type of weapon for those that are over 21. I mean, we do. I was a former United States attorney. I've prosecuted people for firearms violations.
The governor went on to voice his support of the Second Amendment and a person's right to carry the type of weapon they enjoy. He did, however, applaud lawmakers in Washington for working together to try and find some solution. He also said there might be a bipartisan solution involving governors from across the country. You can watch this full interview right now on THV11's YouTube page. Now to a THV11 news update. Right now, Little Rock Police hopes that a $25,000 reward will be just the incentive to help them solve the disturbing murder of a 7-year-old girl. We've been following the shooting death of Chloe Alexander since it happened on Saturday. 3 days later, Little Rock Police sharing more details with the public. THV 11's Ashley Godwin found questions are being answered, but not all of them.
It is our hope that this reward will encourage someone with information regarding the death of sweet baby Chloe Alexander.
Kenyatta Daniels Jr. is wanted in the murder of 7-year-old Chloe Alexander. His charges are capital murder and terroristic act. LRPD gave us new information about the moments they responded to the shooting on Saturday. It was around 11 a.m. when they got the call of a shooting in progress and headed towards Fair Park Boulevard. Chloe was shot and taken to Arkansas Children's Hospital, where she later died. Police said while they were there, they discovered a car with bullet holes in it.
Shortly into the investigation, detectives were able to determine that this was an isolated incident.
Police said there was someone in the car with Chloe that knew the wanted suspect.
We have learned that Chloe was in the company of someone who was in an ongoing conflict with the suspect.
Anyone that gives information leading to Daniel's arrest and conviction could receive that $25,000 reward.
So this is a call to action to the community. We're asking for your help.
Now, we wanted to ask questions that a lot of you have been wondering, like where exactly on Fair Park Boulevard did the shooting happen? And how did the wanted suspect know the people in the car that Chloe was with? We tried to ask Little Rock Police, but they ended the briefing before we could ask those questions. In Little Rock, Ashley Godwin, THV 11 News.
Little Rock Police report 35 homicides so far this year. That's 9 more than this time last year. And meanwhile, North Little Rock Police are trying to solve a shooting. The victim showed up at the Chewy's restaurant on Warden Road just before 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Police say the shooting happened somewhere else, but they haven't been able to get information on exactly where. The victim remains in the hospital. Inflation is continuing to hit us here in Arkansas, and this morning, gas prices across the state are up again. Gas Buddy reports the price per gallon is up nearly 2 cents over last week, averaging $4.12. That's slightly better than the national average of $4.60 a gallon. Across the more than 1,800 gas stations statewide, prices are up more than 34 cents from this time last month. That's $1.36 more per gallon than this time last year. And as we know, it's not just gas prices that are up. The rising cost of food is hitting Arkansas families. Starting today, the Department of Human Services is kicking off free summer meal programs across the state. You can find locations near you. Just text the word meals to 501-376-1111 and we'll send you a link to our story on THV11.com. Parents like Cheyenne Simmons say they appreciate the extra help. The mother of 4 just moved to Arkansas.
So programs that help provide meals for the kids, especially during the summer or even during the school days, free and reduced meals, all that has really been a big help to my family.
The meal program from the group Be Mighty Little Rock distributes food during the summer through the Central Arkansas Library System, but their sponsors have been struggling with outsourcing and paying for meals. They're currently looking for volunteers to help get food to families that need it. You'll find ways you can help inside this story on THV11.com. Thousands of Arkansas high school seniors have walked the stage and are now graduates. I met up with Kristen Herring with Pulaski County Special School District, who tells us a great deal of students are deciding to enter the workforce right out of high school. Graduates are finding they have their pick of the lot when it comes to choosing an industry, and PCSSD is working to get their students ready for whatever they choose.
The high cost of post-secondary education, the need to help their families with paying the bills, and because they are unsure of what field they want to enter.
These are the main reasons Kristen Herring says high school graduates are entering the workforce at high numbers.
Working allows them to gain some experience so that when they start post-secondary education, if they would like to, They know what field they want to enter.
So what jobs are out there? Well, many industries took a hit from the pandemic and are still recovering. Industries like restaurants, food and beverage, retail, even healthcare. Herring says there's a bigger need for certain positions,
especially entry-level positions.
Of the 2021 graduates for Pulaski County Special School District, 45% of them went straight to get their college degree, many choosing two-year colleges, mainly to be closer to home while saving money.
What they're finding is that if they start in the two-year college, they get their basics, they can explore different careers.
And now PCSSD is on the road to helping future graduates get insight on what career they want before they get a college acceptance letter.
The Career Academy model, we have been designated as a Ford NGL district.
It's Ford Next Generation Learning. Students will learn their academics through the lens of a career, all from business partners.
The partners actually help us develop pathways that students can learn. They get industry certifications while they're in school.
This all helps students get their footing in a possible career, enroll in a college or university, then keep their talents in the natural state.
Ideally, we would see our students stay home, closer to home in Arkansas, and return to the workforce here.
These seniors will have the chance at internships, which will not only give them experience for a resume, but a chance to get a job offer with that company. When PCSSD created these pathways, they chose careers with high demand, high skills, and high wages.